Hello, my name is Allison Wheeler, and for my critical thinking debate topic, me and my partner chose legalizing prostitution. I'm on the against side of this debate. She has the pro side of this debate. And during the slideshow, there will be my topics and reasonings and statistics and facts of why I believe this topic should be illegal. Many people know prostitution and know prostitution is out there in the United States, and not just in the United States but all over the world. But I just wanted to give a little background definition. The definition of this is practice of engaging in sexual actions with someone for money. In the United States, this is currently illegal. During this debate, though, I will be saying why I believe it should stay illegal. A topic and reasoning why I believe this should stay legal is because of sex trafficking. Many people know what sex trafficking is, but again, another definition would be the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sexual act. This is happening all over the world right now, even though prostitution is illegal. And prostitutes are one of the main victims of this because they are an easy target. They're putting themselves out there. They are easy access. A sex trafficker could just come, pretend to be a customer, you could say, and next thing you know, they are victims of sex trafficking. And even though prostitutes, that is their line of work, using sexual acts, sex trafficking is like you're being forced to do this act with people you don't have the say in. So, with prostitutes being the main victim, I feel when you increase the number of prostitutes by making this legal, you're going to increase the number of sex traffickers. Therefore, we're going to have more prostitutes in the sex trafficking, and it's going to be an increased danger because you don't have control over the situation. So you don't have control if whoever is the person doing the sex trafficking they're going to use protection, like condoms or birth control. Are you on birth control? I mean, you have no say-so in the situations. You can't control what the other person does. There might be murders involved because they don't want you going back and saying. With the more people joining the industry, the more it's going to want to increase the number of sex traffickers because they'll just be an easy target for them to come and take. Another reasoning this should be illegal is the risk of sexually transmitted infections, or STIs. These are also a problem in the United States and all over the world. When you don't use protection during a sexual act, it increases the risk of infection. And during this industry, it's easy to not use protection. You could have a customer who's willing to pay you more to not use the protection, and that could result in the spread of infections. And then the more people you have sexual encounters with, the more it's going to spread. The more partners you have, the higher risk for an STI. I have a sexual exposure chart down here, and it says you have sex with 2 people, you have been exposed to 3. You have encounters with 3 people, it's more like having encounters with 7. You go down to 7 people, it's almost the same as having sexual encounters with 127, and the list just goes on and on. You have multiple encounters. The highest one here is you have sexual encounters with 12 people, and they have the same partners as you. The risk is 4,095 times people you have had sexual encounters with. So you can see 12 doesn't seem like that big of a number, but when every person you have had encounters with has that same number, the risk is really, really high. One of the main topics for this debate in my opinion, would be pregnancy, because I feel there are a lot of unanswered questions that many people probably aren't going to know the answer to. Every time a person has intercourse, there's a risk for pregnancy, and no birth control is 100% effective except for abstinence. And in this case, in this industry, there is no abstinence. This is your line of work. So just because you are using protection, everything has faults. Everything is not 100% effective, even when used double methods like condoms and birth control, or like the pill. I mean, nothing is 100% proven. So if you fall pregnant, there is a lot of questions, such as who would be responsible? Both parties, mom and dad, or just the mom? Or another question is, who is the father? You are having sexual encounters with multiple people a day, and you would not know who the father is. You would have to go back and find in all records. You would have to keep records to know who you have had intercourse with in the past however many weeks to know who the potential father even is. You would have to wait 9 months after the baby's born to get a DNA test and test all these men. You would not know. So would you get an abortion? Well, many people would say, yes, go get an abortion, because that solves everything. I mean, you're not pregnant, you won't have to tell the father, but I mean, is that morally right? Abortion, in my opinion, is wrong, but that's not this debate, so I'm not going to get into that, but in my opinion, it is wrong. So who is to say that the father wouldn't want the baby? The mom might, but the mom might not want it, but the father might. So who's to say that you should just go get an abortion? Is that wrong to not let the father know that he was the father of a baby? I mean, in my opinion, there's a lot of questions that cannot be answered, and a lot of uncertainties during this line of work, such as pregnancy. I mean, there is an uncertainty that you don't know if you would fall pregnant and what would happen if you did. Another topic is, how would this job be regulated? The government regulates almost every job out there. You have taxes that come out, you have Social Security that comes out, you have all these different things that are being taken out of your paycheck. But if you're being paid in cash, how is the government supposed to tax that? If they did, the government's going to tax the money you made, so you would have to report the money you made. Where prostitutes now, what they make is what they make. They mean is cash. What you have is what you have, but you would have to wait to get your paycheck, so it's not automatically fast cash like prostitutes get it now. You would have to wait for a paycheck. Taxes would be taken out. So how would you get paychecks if most customers are paying in cash? So this would have to go through a business or a corporation to be regulated. So most people would have to be hired through a business for this. And then that's another thing in itself, because I mean, who's going to run the business? And then you have to find ways to keep all this straight. Everyone would have to turn their cash in. So would you make everything that people paid you? Because, I mean, how would that work? Because if people pay you in cash, you'd have to turn that into your boss. Would he write down you made that exact amount of cash? I mean, there's a lot of ways that this could not be regulated, and a lot of ways this could be, in a way, fraud, because you aren't reporting the money you're making, and that is fraud. My last topic is the job supply and demand. This is currently illegal, so not everyone can do it, but in a sense, if the ones who are willing to break the law, anyone can do it. So, and most people do it for fast cash. But when you make it legal, more people are going to want to join the industry, and they're going to be looking for more people. However, is there going to be enough customers for the people that are joining? The reason people aren't joining this industry now is because it's illegal, but if it's legal, people will join. So now it's already sort of a fight for the customers. Are you going to have enough customers when more people are joining this industry? And a lot of times the customers, there's not that many now because it is illegal, and if you get caught with a prostitute, you're going to jail. So if it's legal, there will be more customers in that sense, but will there be enough to supply the customers for the prostitutes that are out there? you have so many numbers of prostitutes and so many numbers of customers, and if the prostitutes are outweighing the customers, there's going to be some demand for customers, and there's going to be a little bit of fight. So there's not a guaranteed job because you don't know when your next customer will be. Now, prostitutes don't know when the next customer will be. So whatever they make now is what they make now, and they have to make that last to the next customer. But when you have so many prostitutes and not enough number of customers, there's going to be some fights and supply and demand problems because you're not going to have enough customers to supply all the prostitutes with the line of work, so they're not getting paid. And if you're not getting paid, how are you going to afford to live? There are many reasons why this should be illegal. There's not regulation, will there be enough customers, pregnancy is a big one, and you have a lot of thinking to do if you were to make this legal. There's a lot of problems you would have to work out. There's a lot of things you would have to make sure are not going to be conflicted and get in the way. A lot of planning would have to go involved. You would have to figure out ways to pay the people and turn cash into paychecks, and a lot of planning and involvement would have to come in to make this legal. To me, I think this should stay illegal. I am not for this. I think it's in no sense degrading to some women, or men if they join. I think this is a problem now because I think people who are prostitutes now, they could better themselves and get better jobs. To me, if it was legal, maybe it wouldn't be such a shady industry in a sense. But to me, I think it should stay illegal. Those are my reasons why I believe this. This is my works cited page where I got some of my reasonings for this debate. To me, this should stay illegal. I am not pro legalization, and those are my reasons why, and I thank you for listening.